dances by him. And some room to run now. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big pickup there on the run. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Finding room to the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now a first carry for their fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Graham going to set up to throw. Drops it to Jones in the flat. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on 3rd down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely do they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just...
But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. Check.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 75 yards rushing for him in this one, and he is drawing ever closer to a 2,000-yard season. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. They'll run. It's Gibson. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Here's 2nd and a yard. A handoff for Etienne. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Now Graham. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
Third and 2. Now Graham. quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have the Bucs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, Graham. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They'll throw on first down with Graham. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
They'll run on first down. It's Gibson, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Got a man. It's De'Ami Brown, complete. Touchdown, Washington. De'Ami Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the...
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll try the left side with Gibson. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. Touchdown! Travis Etienne hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check 52's the mark. Check 52's the mark. You.
Graham will throw. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run the toss now with Gibson. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this is caught. It's Brown. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Gibson. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Let's get off the field. Where's 52? Watch 52.
Now Graham to throw. That's taken in by Callaway. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. A handoff for Gibson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. From the gun, it's Graham. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
They'll go again with Gibson.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time. Forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Graham here from the shotgun.
The left side completion to Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. 19 tight.
Now it's Graham. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the... 52 is the Mike.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take it with.
Here's Graham to throw it. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This is taken at the 15. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
Here we go. Check three.
Gibson again.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
116 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
Trucks over him. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 31-yard line. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Check three.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Tackles. 45, Mike, 45.
They'll drop to throw. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Gibson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. And the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one, and the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and the lead will swell by one more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Bucs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Graham. This one complete to Scott Miller. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Looking downfield for Godwin. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 2nd and 10 now. Graham. And my goodness, another interception. He's picked off at his own 47. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. And now here is another interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
It was Jamel Dean who brought him down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
On the counter, Gibson.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal.
They'll go. It's Gibson.
And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down. And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
Here we go. Set. 18 Cardinal.
Where's 52?
They go play action with Graham. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Taken in at the 22. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. It's a first down and more for Gibson.
And finally taken down at the 44-yard line.
141 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Slings this deep from McLaurin.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Completes it to Samuel.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Man open left side is Brown. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
Continuing to keep their foot on the gas, and it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally. They're having a blast out there all game long. When they throw the football, they're picking up nice chunks of real estate, significant yardage on just about every throw that they make. And there's another one there, and they continue to have that fun that you just talked about.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Shift, watch the
One more time with Gibson.
And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
They'll try to run it with Gibson.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Just power football there. Down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get point.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down.
It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
So it's one.